Good afternoon, everybody, and a warm welcome to you from Pawtucket, Rhode Island on this very special day in the USL Championship presented by Centerville Bank. Make progress towards your goals with Centerville Bank, official bank partner of Rhode Island FC. It is the grand opening at long last of Centerville Bank Stadium in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. It's going to be sold out, 10,500 strong for Rhode Island FC's home opener against San Antonio FC. Sean St. Jacques, Marion Crowder, our entire crew leading you up to kickoff here today. Centerville Bank Stadium here in Pawtucket, we set it 10,500 capacity that could eventually be expanded to as much as 16,000 down the road. The construction started on August 12th, 2022, and so much progress has been made since then. 995 days worth of progress, and finally we will get to see the beautiful game on a beautiful day in Pawtucket. Cannot wait to see how today's proceedings will play out with a big game, not just of course for the stadium, but of course in the standings as well. Let's learn more about Centerville Bank Stadium and the build-up to its construction.
Today is a celebration.
New now, Rhode Island FC, calling themselves a team for all of Rhode Island.
And their home turf is currently under construction in Pawtucket.
We are here to break ground on Tidewater Landing.
This stadium will be a flagship venue for sports and entertainment in Rhode Island.
This place is amazing.
This is going to be so wonderful.
It really marks the beginning of a new era, one built on teamwork, dedication, and a deep commitment to our community. It's about building something that brings people together.
We talked about this moment. Never too small to dream.
Rhode Island FC, Eastern Conference champions in year one.
Let's go out there and show them who we are. Let's go. 5 on 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, come on.
I'm excited for next year, the year after that, the year after that, the year after that.
We want this club to be truly one of the best clubs in America, one of the best clubs in the world, and it starts with each and every one of you.
Well, so many people across the country that love this game have had this day circled on their calendars for so very long. Not long left to wait. We'll have more build-up coming up next before the kickoff to open up Centerville Bank Stadium at about 4:30 p.m. Eastern. It's Rhode Island and San Antonio. More to come after this.
Introducing the WPRI 12 Plus app, the new and free app for your TV.
With 12 Plus, you can watch 12 News live, all newscasts live streaming, morning, noon, and night.
Or customize your 12 News experience and choose the stories you want to watch.
And scroll down to the weather section to get my updated forecast for your hometown.
See our exclusive Target 12 investigations anytime. It's all here on the 12 Plus TV app.
And you can watch The Rhode Show on WPRI 12 Plus. We're live weekday mornings at 9, or scroll down to watch your favorite segments anytime.
The WPRI 12 Plus app is free for Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
Download the same way you download any TV app. Just go to the channel store and search for WPRI 12 Plus.
Watch 12 News and all our local programming free. Get the WPRI 12 Plus app today.
Have a problem but not sure where to turn?
Tried getting a hold of them and they didn't want to hear it.
You can count on 12 Response.
I love you guys and I think you care about what happens in the state. I got home and I immediately emailed your team.
I'm Target 12 consumer investigator Sarah Granelli. We've helped countless Southern New Englanders with their consumer problems, and we can help you too.
So once you got a hold of them, I guess, they would write to us right away.
You watch Channel 12 all the time. You guys solve a lot of issues.
When it involves your health, your money, your safety, it should not be taken lightly.
You're the only ones that really answer our concerns. You ran the stories and the answers were rectified right away.
Not getting answers, feel like you're hitting a dead end? So why did you reach out to 12 Responds?
I was at my wit's end.
I wanted to make some noise.
I could not have done it without you guys.
If you have a consumer question or complaint, contact 12 Responds right now on WPRI.com or the 12 News app.
At Centerville Bank, we're rooting for your progress. From the everyday moments to the challenges you overcome, the little victories and the big wins. Because your progress is our purpose. Centerville Bank, progress on purpose.
Every morning we bring you so much local news because we know how important it is to be in the know.
With any local story, there's a real focus on how it impacts all of us.
12 News this morning is packed full of local news from every corner of southern New England.
And every morning we want to tell you what's happening now and what's coming up for the day.
This is our home too, and it's so important that we all stay informed and engaged. For local news coverage you can count on 12 News this morning, weekdays from 4:30 to 9.
Welcome back to Rhode Island, everyone. Still leading into the build-up between Rhode Island and San Antonio and the highly anticipated opening of Centerville Bank Stadium on this historic day in the USL Championship and all of American soccer. It's sold out as the Western Conference leaders are in town for this massive stadium opening. Of course, we can tell you as well that 2025 single-game tickets for Rhode Island FC's historic first season at their brand new stadium are now on sale. It's a really big week, not just tonight, but of course throughout the week. USL games bookending the week, and Lamar Hunt US Open Cup game, of course, against New England in the middle of all of the action as well. And one of the great new parts of Centerville Bank Stadium are those loge seats out there as well. Wonderful view of the water, the backside of the stadium, but of course of all the action as well. Here's more on Rhode Island's loge seating and the beautiful views it provides.
This is one of our areas, our premium areas, our loge boxes.
Loge boxes are really unique in our marketplace. I don't know that those exist any place here in New England currently, and it's a hybrid between the general seating and a premium seat.
One of the new benefits we've added to the loge, there is an all-inclusive beverage package that comes with it. You're in the action, but you have privacy at the same time. I think that's the benefit of the loge and all of our luxury seats.
From our perspective, there's nothing like the passion of soccer fans. That passion and excitement is something that folks will be able to enjoy in that premium setting.
One of the best ways to see a suite or a loge is to go sit there and see it for yourself. If you'd like to do a tour, we do tours on a weekly basis, but you can also reach out to us at tickets@rhodeislandfc.com. We can share all the benefits. We can go through all the details. As we mentioned, different varies in sizes, so we can learn about you and you guys can learn more about us, and you can learn more about our premium spaces.
Now, some of the best seats in the house at Centerville Bank Stadium. To learn more, go to tickets@rhodeislandfc.com to take in some of those wonderful views here in Pawtucket. Rhode Island, of course, after playing so many games on the road, Marion, have plenty coming up here at home. Of course, today against San Antonio, and then Cano Smith's former team as a player. New England Revolution of MLS come in the Open Cup.
Yeah, what a matchup that's going to be. What an exciting time, New England Revolution. We always love the Open Cup, but anytime you have some old ties, it always gives it that much more of a rivalry feel. But it's a favorable schedule for this Rhode Island team. Perhaps not off to the footing that they wanted to start this season, but being at home, being in their own routine against teams that they are very capable to beat. I think this is a nice slate of 5 matches for this Rhode Island FC side.
Yeah, including the playoffs last year. Today ends a 189-day stretch for Rhode Island without a home game. They'll have plenty of home games coming up in their beautiful brand new stadium, starting with the kickoff today. Monterey Bay, that day ends the week. and then plenty more home games coming up at the end of May and early on in June. Now we'll step aside for a moment. The buildup continues to the first ever game at Centerville Bank Stadium in front of a sold-out crowd. More to come, and then the kickoff not far away here in Pawtucket.
My morning routine.
The first thing I do when I wake up is turn off the alarm. I need 3 snoozes to get out of bed.
One alarm goes off at 4 a.m. and I'm out the door at 4:15.
I love a bath full of bubbles.
I'm very quick with the actual shower out the door, but all around that is just pure chaos. For example, this morning, these are dirty socks. I gotta be honest, I wish mornings started at like 10 a.m. Can I say that?
CBS Mornings weekdays at 7 on CBS.
Introducing the WPRI 12 Plus app, the new and free app for your TV.
With 12 Plus, you can watch 12 News live. All newscasts live streaming morning, noon, and night.
Or customize your 12 News experience and choose the stories you want to watch.
And scroll down to the weather section to get my updated forecast for your hometown.
See our exclusive Target 12 investigations anytime. It's all here on the 12 Plus TV app.
And you can watch The Rhode Show on WPRI 12 Plus. We're live weekday mornings at 9, or scroll down to watch your favorite segments anytime.
The WPRI 12 Plus app is free for Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
Download the same way you download any TV app. Just go to the channel store and search for WPRI 12 Plus.
Watch 12 News and all our local programming free. Get the WPRI 12 Plus app today.
At Centerville Bank, we're rooting for your progress. From the everyday moments to the challenges you overcome, the little victories, and the big wins. Because your progress is our purpose. Centerville Bank, progress on purpose.
Have a problem but not sure where to turn?
Tried getting a hold of them and they didn't want to hear it.
You can count on 12 Response.
I love you guys, and I think you care about what happens in the state. I got home and I immediately emailed your team.
I'm Target 12 consumer investigator Sarah Granelli. We've helped countless Southern New Englanders with their consumer problems, and we can help you too.
So once you got a hold of them, I guess, they would write to us right away.
We watch Channel 12 all the time. You guys solve a lot of issues.
When it involves your health, your money, your safety, it should not be taken lightly.
You're the only ones that really answer our concerns. You ran the stories and the answers were rectified right away.
Not getting answers? Feel like you're hitting a dead end? So why did you reach out to 12 Response?
I was at my wit's end.
I wanted to make some noise.
I could not have done it without you guys.
If you have a consumer question or complaint, contact 12 Response right now on WPRI.com or the 12 News app.
Sean St. Jacques, Marion Crowder, our entire crew, happy to have you with us as we continue our build-up to the opening of Centerville Bank Stadium here in Pawtucket. Opening home game of the season in their new home for Rhode Island FC and their 10,500 plus supporters against San Antonio. Let's take a look back on some of the pride from Rhode Island's season a year ago. Rhode Island, of course, in their inaugural campaign, went all the way to the final. The big moment along the way was the 2024 Eastern Conference final win at the Charleston Battery Marion, and making history along the way.
What a moment for this group. Zachary Harivo ultimately gets the benefactor of that Clay Holstad set piece. Look, dead ball situations have been a bright spot for this Rhode Island team despite the tough start. That's a place where they're going to focus. Clay Holstad is a jack of all trades. We saw him throwing that ball in to get the initial goal. He plays distributor to Noah Fuson, who is still as good as ever. What a finish. What an angle. A narrow window. And hey, when Peter Parker's on the pitch, what can you do?
It's hard to stop him. Juan David Torres scored a wonderful goal for the Charleston Battery late on. It was a consolation, and Rhode Island became the first Eastern Conference team ever in their first season to go all the way to the final. And Coque Vegas, fittingly enough, lifted the cup in the Low Country to celebrate one of the great Rhode Island nights to date. in the club's history. And again, not the first team to do it, but the first Eastern Conference team to get to the final. These other clubs in their first season at least got to a conference final.
Yeah, and look, ultimately the final didn't pan out the way they wanted to, but there was so much positivity that came with that Rhode Island group last year. And look, I want to be clear about something. This group, while last year means nothing, it does mean something in terms of their ability to deal with the start that we've seen from them. They have 16 returners from that 2024 campaign. More than 90%, Sean, of their goal contributors back for this year. I don't think you have anything to worry about. What a stellar start, what a stellar roster this group could come out of.
Yeah, it's similar to the playoffs. Last year, Rhode Island's began this season on the road. They become very accustomed to doing that. But it's about time that they finally play a home game, and a home game in their brand new stadium that has taken so many years to come together. But my goodness, isn't it gorgeous? And they get to lift their first ever banner at this stadium as well for the 2024 Eastern Conference Triumph. And Marion, looking back, I mean, that was what was so stunning about the run last season. Yes, there was a lot of draws during the regular season. That was kind of the story around Rhode Island's opening season in the USL Championship. But then Cano Smith's side turned a corner. That Memphis game that Cano Smith always talks about, where they did end up dropping points, but then they went to Louisville and won. They never looked back after that. They beat Louisville again in the playoffs, then beat Charleston, who, again, the class of the East we're talking about here.
Top tier.
And then they went to Widener Field and unfortunately lost the final, but lifted a trophy in the process. And now, cutting the ribbon on a new stadium as well. It's a wonderful time to be an RIFC fan.
Absolutely. I mean, this stadium is buzzing. You and I had the luxury of being able to see it from the cameras. People have been here for over an hour. We are still about 15 minutes until kickoff, and it is almost a packed house. And what this Rhode Island FC side has done for the community, the involvement the community has given back to them, you have to think that not only, Sean, with the veteran leadership that Cano Smith brought back for the 2025 season, but now with the ability to call somewhere home in a place as exquisite as this, that's not going to be impactful for this group's 2025 campaign.
Yeah, the whole Tidewater Landing campaign, really the whole project, has been a huge success already, not just with the stadium, but with local housing, restaurants, retail stores, and so much more around the Riverwalk as well. It's becoming and will become a place where Rhode Islanders can call home for quite some time. We cannot wait to cut the ribbons here and get this game started between Rhode Island and San Antonio. The kickoff from Centerville Bank Stadium is coming right up.
I think one of the most important things we do every morning is the weather forecast.
Weather impacts everyone, especially if you're heading outside. Just because it's nice when you wake up doesn't mean it'll stay that way all day.
From the minute we get in every morning, I see TJ getting right to work.
I always want to keep you prepared for whatever weather's coming our way. I'll help you plan your day and keep you safe too.
Severe weather pops up so quickly, and it's important to know where and when.
Get Southern New England's most accurate forecast. 12 News this morning, weekdays, 4:30 to 9.
It's happening more and more. Whales washing up on local shores.
They're not following their historic patterns.
But it's not always just nature taking its course.
It's really different dependent on the species sometimes.
In a 12-on-12 digital original, marine science experts share their concerns, how changing waters are impacting these majestic creatures.
It's so critical and important to work towards saving them.
What's killing whales? Right now on WPRI.com and the WPRI 12 Plus TV app.
Investigative reporting and what we do in Target 12 is so important. Public officials make a lot of promises. We are here to make sure they follow through on that promise.
We're like watchdogs. We watch everything they do to make sure they're acting in your best interests.
Anytime someone impacts your life,
whether it's a politician, a CEO, or another major leader,
those are people in power, and those are the people that we need to hold accountable.
Introducing the WPRI 12 Plus app, the new and free app for your TV.
With 12 Plus, you can watch 12 News live. All newscasts live streaming morning, noon, and night.
Or customize your 12 News experience and choose the stories you want to watch.
And scroll down to the weather section to get my updated forecast for your hometown.
See our exclusive Target 12 investigations anytime. It's all here on the 12 Plus TV app.
And you can watch The Rhode Show on WPRI 12 Plus. We're live weekday mornings at 9, or scroll down to watch your favorite segments anytime.
The WPRI 12 Plus app is free for Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
Download the same way you download any TV app. Just go to the channel store and search for WPRI 12 Plus.
Watch 12 News and all our local programming free. Get the WPRI 12 Plus app today.
At Centerville Bank, we're rooting for your progress. From the everyday moments to the challenges you overcome, the little victories, and the big wins. Because your progress is our purpose. Centerville Bank, progress on purpose.
In front of a sold-out crowd at Centerville Bank Stadium, Rhode Island's home opener in their new home, moments away from kickoff against Western Conference leaders San Antonio FC. Sean St. Jacques, Marion Crowder, our entire crew, we're nearly there. The teams are out, and we're about to finally cut the ribbon on this beautiful park here in Pawtucket. So many, not just in Rhode Island, but around the country, have waited for this day to come. And it is here, and we are nearly at kickoff. Well, for so long, so many have waited for this day in the USL, in Rhode Island, and in American soccer, full stop. You don't have to wait much longer. One more break, and the kickoff in Pawtucket is coming up next.
I think one of the most important things we do every morning is the weather forecast.
The weather impacts everyone, especially if you're heading outside. Just because it's nice when you wake up doesn't mean it'll stay that way all day.
From the minute we get in every morning, I see TJ getting right to work.
I always want to keep you prepared for whatever weather's coming our way. I'll help you plan your day and keep you safe too.
Severe weather pops up so quickly, and it's important to know where and when.
Get Southern New England's most accurate forecast. 12 News this morning, weekdays, 4:30 to 9.
It's happening more and more. Whales washing up on local shores.
They're not following their historic patterns.
But it's not always just nature taking its course.
It's really different dependent on the species sometimes.
In a 12-on-12 digital original, marine science experts share their concerns, how changing waters are impacting these majestic creatures.
It's so critical and important to work towards saving them.
What's killing whales? Right now on WPRI.com and the WPRI 12 Plus TV app.
Have a problem but not sure where to turn?
Tried getting a hold of them and they didn't want to hear it.
You can count on 12 Response.
I love you guys, and I think you care about what happens in the state. I got home and I immediately emailed your team.
I'm Target 12 consumer investigator Sarah Granelli. We've helped countless Southern New Englanders with their consumer problems, and we can help you too.
So once you got a hold of them, I guess, they were right to us right away.
You watch Channel 12 all the time. You guys solve a lot of issues.
When it involves your health, your money, your safety, it should not be taken lightly.
You're the only ones that really answer our concerns. You ran the stories and the answers were rectified right away.
Not getting answers, feel like you're hitting a dead end? So why did you reach out to 12 Response?
I was at my wit's end.
I wanted to make some noise.
I could not have done it without you guys.
If you have a consumer question or complaint, contact 12 Response right now on WPRI.com or the 12 News app.
Introducing the WPRI 12 Plus app, the new and free app for your TV.
With 12 Plus, you can watch 12 News live. All newscasts live streaming morning, noon, and night.
Or customize your 12 News experience and choose the stories you want to watch.
And scroll down to the weather section to get my updated forecast for your hometown.
See our exclusive Target 12 investigations anytime. It's all here on the 12 Plus TV app.
And you can watch The Rhode Show on WPRI 12 Plus. We're live weekday mornings at 9, or scroll down to watch your favorite segments anytime.
The WPRI 12 Plus app is free for Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
Download the same way you download any TV app. Just go to the channel store and search for WPRI 12 Plus.
Watch 12 News and all our local programming free. Get the WPRI 12 Plus app today.
Well, sometimes in the middle of a big project with big expectations, the end, the sun, the light could feel so far away. But today, we see it come to fruition. A dream, a Rhode Island dream, an American soccer dream realized in the Ocean Club State today. Shot St. Jacques, Marion Crowder, our entire crew, along with 10,500 strong, opening up Centerville Bank Stadium in Pawtucket, Rhode Island in just moments. Starting lineups for both teams. We begin with Cano Smith and the defending Eastern Conference champions.
Yeah, don't be surprised if you see a lot of shape-shifting for Cano Smith's Rhode Island FC squad. No Frank Nadarce, a red card due to the last regular season match in Detroit. So Zachary Harivo will step in at that back line. Don't be surprised if you see him invert a bit to provide a little bit of central shape so that Maxi Rodriguez can get a bit more forward and have more of a relationship with Noah Fuson.
Today's visitors are the leaders in the Western Conference of the USL Championship, Carlos Llamosa and San Antonio.
And don't be surprised here if you see Omar, number 6 on your screen, invert to be a more deep-lying central midfield player. That's going to allow Mitch Tainer and Alex Crognali to have a bit more vision from a distribution factor. And I tell you what, Alex Grieve, it's like you can't stop that guy from lurking in and around the net. San Antonio, Sean, has played spoiler to some home openers before this season. We'll see what we have in store today.
3 years ago, they broke ground here at Tidewater Landing. And finally, on May 3rd, 2025, after so much anticipation, after so much hard work by so many people, the dream is realized here in Pawtucket, and we have USL Championship soccer underway at Centerville Bank Stadium. Rhode Island's home opener is off and running. Shot St. Jacques, Marion Crowder, our entire crew, it's a privilege to be with you. And a header back to Coque Vegas is the first major action of the game. Rhode Island are in their home blues with that yellow trim. And San Antonio, hoping to spoil another party here today, are in their road whites. It is picture perfect Pawtucket weather, 75 degrees, a little bit of winds coming in off the water. And we cannot wait to see how all the festivities play out. We had a helicopter fly over, a wonderful rendition of the national anthem. And at long last, after so much anticipation, we have the beautiful game in beautiful weather. First time in 189 days that Rhode Island has played a home game. They had to go through the road gauntlet to get to the USL Championship final in their first season a year ago. Cano Smith talked to us earlier in the week just how much excitement there is around this game. But again, as he always seems to go back to, it is about one game at a time, particularly this week, when there's a lot of big, tough opposition coming to Pawtucket to try out the new digs. On this near side, a challenge comes in from Jojea Quizera. Free kick for San Antonio just outside of their penalty area. And a little bit of pushing and shoving between Tainter and Quizera that boils over a bit. And the gauntlet has officially been thrown down.
Well, you can always count on Mitch Tainter to bring a bit of competition to the arena. A little bit of an elbow to the throat, perhaps a little bit of jabbing, and from Mitchell Tainter not having enough, trying to make his mark to say, hey, we've done it before in Oakland. We're not here to play around. But I like that you mentioned, Sean, obviously what a historic day this is. And I have been genuinely captivated by the drone shots that we've seen from start to finish, and actually seeing fans in the stadium. Fans, mind you, that were here an hour at least before the match. They started pouring in. But all that to say, there is an effect, a positive one often that has on players. Obviously, this Rhode Island FC side has spent so many matches away from home. It's been a tough start to their 2025 campaign. Familiar territory for them, mind you, but it's so nice for them to be able to have their own food, be in their own routine, have their own pitch to play in. But with all the excitement that tends to happen with the home opener, there is a little bit of emotion that you have to either try and bottle and strike first, or the emotion that you have to realize, okay, all of that is now outside of us. We are in between the white lines, and it's time to put together a 90-minute performance.
You mentioned it as well, Rhode Island a little bit up against it as far as personnel in this game, as the hosts win a free kick on the far side. Before we get that, we'll get to keys to the game for RIFC success. Presented by Ford, and we begin with Rhode Island getting off to a wicked fast start, Marion.
That's exactly it. We just talked about it, right? Can you bottle this energy up and prove to your home fans that they came out for a reason? And this is a Rhode Island FC side that 15 of their 18 goals scored or goals conceded this year have come in the first half. And then for San Antonio, it's just about growing into the match. Look, this is a San Antonio side that has been perfect on the road in all competitions. Particularly, they have a very good record versus their Eastern Conference opponents. 18 wins, Sean, 10 draws, and as you so lovely pointed out, 10 shutouts. All that to say, they don't have to force anything here. They need to trust their process and grow into this one.
You could argue for two different reasons. These are clubs that are both trying to play with chips on their shoulder in the early parts of this USL Championship season. For Rhode Island, trying to make up for the lost time of all those road games at the start of the season. For San Antonio, didn't make the playoffs last season. That was a huge bit of disappointment. Alan Marcina, of course, leaves the club, and Carlos Llamosa's come in, and so far has done an excellent job getting San Antonio back on track. I mean, this is a club in San Antonio that just 3 years ago were the champions of the USL Championship, and were also the Players' Shield winners that year as well, en route to lifting the trophy. So we're not far away from that. SAFC want to get back to those kind of heights. And they're playing, of course, a team that has a trophy currently that they are defending, which, of course, is the Eastern Conference crown. That was another great moment in the build-up, seeing the Eastern Conference banner finally on display in Rhode Island's home opener at long last. all-time series between these two, of course, is rather brief. Just the one game last year was a triumphant day for Rhode Island. September 28th, 2024 in Texas. Rhode Island won by 3-1. Goals from Dequa, Holstead, and Brito leading the way. That was right in the middle of Rhode Island's excellent run towards the end of the regular season, of course, on path to the final. Brito, the aforementioned, coming back to get it. Played under this near side for Rio Hope Gund, who's now signed up for the rest of the Rhode Island season after starting a 25-day contract. Shapiro Thompson plays it centrally, and Clay Holstead trying to provide an opening day memory, blocked away. Quizera on this near side plays it down the line. It's forced to be a retreat to Rio Hope Gund, the former New York City FC 2-man. Moved forward by Grant Stoneman out to the far side. Harivo. Hope Gund. San Antonio creeping up towards the halfway line. Harivo forced to switch it onto the far side. Stoneman to chase, and Stoneman will not get there. Tonight's health report is brought to you by the official orthopedic and team physicians of RIFC. Learn more at orthopedicsri.com. A couple of notables for San Antonio. Look at Buckmaster, Zuahi, Osorio. But for Rhode Island, there's some notables. You mentioned earlier, Marion, Frank Nodarce's a big miss. Ibarra, Yao, Anking, Rivera. J.J. Williams also not available for this one, as well as Vegas collects there. But of course, still plenty out there for both teams as far as quality and quantity, for sure.
Absolutely. And unfortunate for both of these sides, many names on that list. Players who are actually in tremendous form. J.J. Williams comes to mind. He has been looking so sharp for this Rhode Island side. But that's the beauty of players like Zachary Harivo for Conno Smith. Clay Holstead also comes to mind. Players who can really offer you a wide range of skills, allows you to shape-shift a bit. And what I love so much about Conno Smith's approach and his philosophy, and he's very transparent about this, formations, shapes, they're all just starting points, and they're something that, to be honest, is just a formality for my team. I really rely on their real-time recognition of problem solving, and that's what I'm most interested in this match. These are two teams that very much have intelligent players. They shape-shift often, and both, as we've just seen, have very significant injuries that have caused them to play around a bit. And we'll have to see which players are going to be the most intelligent in finding the dangerous pockets of space.
Just to piggyback off of that, J.J. Williams in his Rhode Island career is good for a goal every 3 games. And Rhode Island, in 12 games when J.J. Williams has either scored or assisted, he's undefeated, 10 wins and 2 draws. That's a huge missing piece. And of course, was so pivotal to the playoff run last season as well. I mentioned it earlier, San Antonio crashed the party in Oakland earlier this season at the Coliseum, no less, winning by 2-1, and they're off to the races on this far side. Good challenge comes in. Amos Shapiro Thompson, it's out for a throw-in to the Texans.
And already you're seeing the tendency that this Rhode Island side has. They're a team that likes to be on the ball, but at times they can get into a habit of passing back and back and back. And there is a time to do that, right? You invite pressure and you're trying to pull the defensive shape apart so you can find a more advanced pocket. But there comes a time when that back pass becomes one too many, and all of a sudden you find yourself in a really precarious situation.
Holstead. Push it forward into the middle of the park for Shapiro Thompson. Rhode Island trying to check their run on that far side. It doesn't come off. Shapiro Thompson hesitant, gives it back to Grant Stoneman. Harivo. 10 minutes into Rhode Island's big home opener. Quizera. Plays it back across the halfway line to Rio Hope Gund and company. A reset for Vegas. San Antonio trying to be stingy defensively. They do, of course, have a tie for the league lead in goals so far this season. They've scored 13. San Antonio, there's been no problems there. As Rhode Island trying to find their way towards the penalty area. Little back heel. Early cross onto this near side. Jojea Quizera controls. And it's volleyed by Holstead! Just over the top of Sanchez's goal.
And the timing of this run is excellent from Noah Fuson. It's actually very good work defensively from San Antonio just to drag him way outside the frame of goal. But they do well to provide support, provide coverage, find the back post. Clay Holstead not afraid to take one from distance. Just gets underneath that one a bit. But a really nice build, quick, direct, purposeful from Rhode Island.
You think he wants to score the first goal in this stadium?
Wouldn't you?
He's taken
Could you
on
imagine?
2 shots already.
Could you imagine a moment like that to remember for your career?
Well, someone, you'd think, is going to write their name into the history books today in that regard. No questions about that. As Quizera gets well acclimated again with the San Antonio back line, but it's a lovely ball off to this far side. Well, he's cut inside. San Antonio's shot is blocked on the edge of the penalty area by Grant Stoneman. San Antonio will reset in the middle of the Rhode Island end, and then be a full retreat across the halfway line for now. Holstead tried to step in. Ball is moved onto this near side against San Antonio. Have some numbers up ahead that they can work with here. Again, Rhode Island not giving them too much space. Again, they're forced to play it back inside the center circle. Into the middle of the park, no foul. Referee Alyssa Nichols was all over that. Play continues. Played up ahead by Hope Gund. New big signing Maxi Rodriguez places it up ahead when Sanchez had to be careful. Off his line, Quizera tried to pounce. Tainter clears it out for a Rhode Island throw. Trying to be taken by Hope Gund. Quizera, arguably Rhode Island's best creative player, although now there's plenty of other players who could certainly lay claim to that, including last year's Playmaker of the Year, Noah Fuson, but a foul is committed there, and it's a San Antonio free kick. Rhode Island FC 5 game plans are now available. Save up to 50% per game while securing your seats for the Rhode Island FC home opener, as well as 4 other select RI FC matches today. And might I add, what a crowd we've had here already.
The tifo.
What a tifo.
I mean,
what a build-up.
I don't know.
This has just been unbelievable.
This might be setting the bar entirely too high for us USL Champ. I don't know if a tifo is going to beat that one.
Someone's got to set the bar high.
I mean, that was incredible.
But the whole Rhode Island organization had a phenomenal build-up for this. It's been really tremendous.
I want to go back to your point about all of the different options that Conno Smith has in the attack now for Rhode Island. Maxi Rodriguez, a player who we're just starting to see more of.
Oh, giveaway here. San Antonio inside the penalty area. Alyssa Nichols was on the scene, had a good look at it. No penalty. Maxi Rodriguez plays an early ball down this far side. Can Rhode Island break up the other end? Blue shirts flooding forward. Cross takes a deflection onto the far side of the penalty area. Still up for grabs. And then who's it last off of? It's a San Antonio throw on the far side. Well, 15 minutes gone. That was one of our first real end-to-end sequences. This is Tainter on the near side. A little bit of a loose touch there, and Quizera and company win it back for Rhode Island. Holstead back to Vegas. Of course, Rhode Island, all their games so far this season have been on the road. They're coming off a really big Jaeger Cup win last time out.
Huge.
4-1 win over Westchester. That felt like a really big dose of momentum for Cano Smith's group. They got the win over Oakland from earlier in the season, but that's their lone win in the league. And a win today, again, all the pageantry and the amazing buildup surrounding it aside would just be huge to get Rhode Island back on track when you look at the Eastern Conference standings. But of course, the fans will be more thinking about trying to start out Centerville Bank Stadium with a bang and with 3 big points as well. Lovely give and go here. Maxi Rodriguez tried to feed Noah Fuson. And the former Detroit City man followed up a second time, but it's played back to Sanchez. And the clearance takes a big ricochet to the edge of the area. Shapiro Thompson regains possession for Rhode Island. Infield for Rodriguez. And then Shapiro Thompson gives the ball away, only for Holstead to win it back. Quizera. Noah Fuson clips it across here, coming together in the penalty area. And the stadium all is one, all 10,500 baying for a penalty that is not given. More Rhode Island pressure, another giveaway, but then Holstead's pass ricochets into the Rhode Island end. We've had 2 penalty shouts, one at either end.
And after seeing the replay on both, agree with Alyssa Nichols on the 2 no calls. Obviously the home fans, you have to love the enthusiasm. I'd be begging for it too. The attacker's trying to sell it, exactly what everybody's playing their role. Sean, everybody's playing their role.
Kind of felt like both of those penalty appeals went under the acting folder there. Here's Quizera, meanwhile, for Rhode Island. Georgia Quizera lays it off, and another coming together on the edge of the penalty area. Shapiro Thompson could not get a clean shot away. And in the end, it's a goal kick.
And right now, the lateral movement from Rhode Island centrally is unlocking a lot of isolation instances for Quizera on this right-hand side. And more often than not so far in this opening 19 minutes, he's gone back centrally. You have to start wondering now as an attacker, you've started to make a behavior change to the defender that you're going up against, right? He's expecting you to go to that central location. Can you now add a little something different, a little creativity to your next move and potentially find yourself in a bit more of a dangerous area?
Perivo forced to go back to Coque Vegas. Good spell of play here from Cano Smith's men, trying to put more and more pressure on this San Antonio defense. Ball slithers through towards the edge of the penalty area. Sanchez will shepherd it out for a goal kick. Well, don't miss out on any of the action at Centerville Bank Stadium this season. 2025 prorated season tickets are already on sale now. Pretty good first taste of what the crowds are going to be like here this season. Again, it's a big week as well for Rhode Island. New England come in midweek in the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup out of MLS, and then Monterey Bay were off to a very good start in the Western Conference, led by Jordan Stewart, come in next weekend to really open up the proceedings here at Centerville Bank Stadium.
And as harmless as this seems for a team like San Antonio, there have been more often than not that teams have been comfortable letting the center backs have it, that both Alex Granale and Mitch Tainer have made them pay. These 2 center backs, you add in Mo Omar into that 3-back. These are probably 3 of the most distributingly able center backs in the league. The ability to go route 1 is second to none. So if you're Rhode Island, you have to be cognizant of all that time and space you give players, no matter how deep they are in their defensive pitch.
Some San Antonio pressure on this far side. Here Sanchez has to be a bit careful here, finds Holstead, who does well in tight quarters to find Koke Vegas. And then Quizera is fouled, free kick. Brought down in the end by Nelson Flores Blanco. Briefly could see some of that intensity from Cano Smith and the Rhode Island technical staff on that near sideline. It has been physical at times in these first 22 minutes. Cano Smith not happy with some of what just transpired. Had a word with the fourth official there. Ball's played down the far side. Early ball looking for Fuson. Right at the goalkeeper, Sanchez.
The idea was right, though. And sounds just like what we talked to Cano Smith about. You're seeing the ideas, you're seeing the moments, you're seeing the light bulbs. Ooh, this is a good win for Rhode Island.
Quizera. Fuson. Play Holstead. Sends it into the seats. And Rhode Island keep knocking and knocking away at the door.
Well, he's up for giving souvenirs today, is he not? But Quizera, once again, isolation, finds the runner centrally. San Antonio does well to stand Noah Fuson up, forces him back to Clay Holstead, who's obviously in a less dangerous area outside the 18-yard box. He sails that one once again. That's 3 now for Holstead, not going to be happy with himself. But again, it goes back to what we were saying before, that brilliant moment of defensive pressure from Rhode Island. You're seeing the attacking ideas continue to churn. And if you're Cano Smith and company, I asked him, right, when you're off to a start like this, what is a red flag for you? Obviously, we know that this is a Rhode Island team that has been in this type of situation before. Let's all remember last year going into the Memphis match that Cano Smith talked about being the turning point. They were 1-4-8. Okay, so they have been in this situation before. Several of these players have been in the situation of it being a slow start before. And so I said, when do you start to worry? He said, A, if the team spirit was poor, which it absolutely is not, and B, perhaps if we weren't creating anything on the attacking front. And that's just not the case. So right now for this Rhode Island team, they're trying to still find the final action of their identity, but the ideas absolutely are there.
Brito down the line on the far side. Holstead has been heavily involved so far. Back for Haribo. Vegas. Near side Quizera was the target. Throw in for San Antonio. Rhode Island is proud to welcome MyRI TV as a broadcast partner in 2025. RIFC fans can now watch live action regionally on Nessun, locally on MyRI, and stream on ESPN+. Don't miss any of the action this year. After years of waiting, we finally have action here at Centerville Bank Stadium. Sean St. Jacques, Marion Crowder, our entire crew. The build-up to the match was just unbelievably impressive. Top class. And the game has been physical. It's been a little bit feisty. But Rhode Island have had the better of it over the last 10 minutes, Marion. I think that's fair to say.
Absolutely, including those final third entries. And what do we talk about, right, with the keys? Grabbing this energy, getting off to a wicked fast start. About 25 minutes into this first half, and the moments have been there. Now it's about, can you bottle all that excitement up into a moment of focus and actually execute?
10 of Rhode Island's 11 goals this season have come in the first half. We'll see if that stat holds up here. Still 20 minutes and change to go in this first half. Amos Shapiro-Thompson was held back. Free kick for Rhode Island. It's taken quickly by Holstead and moved across the halfway line. Maxi Rodriguez. Hope Gund. Quizera. Trying to maneuver down this near sideline, and he does so. Quizera to the byline. Blasted out of play by Tainter. Throw in Rhode Island. And a souvenir, perhaps, although it's not Fenway Park, so unfortunately I think that ball may have to be retrieved at some point.
You might have to pry it from his hands, though.
If he does keep it, hold on to it, my friend, and save it. We won't tell anyone you have it. We'll keep it there for now.
Not. Just everyone in America.
Olsted's throwing his headed away. And a foul away from the ball gives San Antonio a reprieve. It's a free kick. Rhode Island FC group outings are now available. Come experience opportunities such as walkout kids and post-game penalties with your group today. Shapiro Thompson. Harivo ends up popping it high into the air. Shapiro Thompson in pursuit. Had a good first touch, but loses out here on this near side. Then his challenge to follow up leads to a foul and a free kick for San Antonio. Maybe one too many dilly-dally moments near Rhode Island's own penalty area.
Consistency is all we ask for. And I mean that from the player perspective, right? And that's where I know we're hearing a little bit of audio from Cano Smith there, but from a player perspective, where you start to get frustrated from a refereeing perspective is when the consistency is not there. Because you have a certain level of expectation, you come to expect the card, you come to not expect the card, the whistle, yes or no. And then when the inconsistencies start to happen, that's when the frustration begins to stew. I think Cano Smith has a rightful argument there. At the end of the day, the San Antonio side already at around 45% of their regular season goals coming from dead ball situations.
Jorge Hernandez is a brilliant deliverer of the ball. It's poked out to the edge of the penalty area. Blocked away, out for a throw-in to San Antonio. That was Sanchez putting his body on the line for the cause. Well, here's Sanchez making sure that that San Antonio strike didn't get anywhere near Koke Vegas, but there's still more defending to do for Cano Smith's men.
Alex Crognale in the box. You see him there at the bottom of your screen. 6'5", a towering figure in the box. Double teamed right now by this Rhode Island FC side.
Shapiro Thompson's header, and it's flicked over the top. Flag is up, but Koke Vegas gets there anyway. And sends the ball down this far sideline. Fuson will not quite be able to get there. Just another little guide into Rhode Island's thoughts there, though. They want to get the ball out quickly, try to catch San Antonio out in some moments like that. Not able to pick out this year's Playmaker of the Year. And on the near side, a chance for San Antonio to move this forward with Blanco. And then another challenge comes in from Shapiro Thompson. Hernandez brought down. Free kick. .30 minutes gone, Rhode Island 0, San Antonio 0. And Pawtucket. Be a chance here. Blanco on this near side. Whips the ball into the far stick. It's going to be touched out by Sanchez for a corner. is going to be Jorge Hernandez to take. Not before another scuffle breaks out inside the Rhode Island penalty area. Alyssa Nichols is trying everything she can to keep the peace here. Bodies continue to tangle up. Jorge Hernandez, a master at some of these moments. It's another decent ball in, but too close to Vegas. And before any of that even happened, it was blown dead by the referee. And then Vegas kicks it into a San Antonio player, looking for a yellow card for the denial of a restart. And Alyssa Nichols is maybe seeing what Koke Vegas was trying to do there and isn't thrilled with the ball being kicked into a San Antonio player.
And you have to see if it's intentional, right? Was there movement from the player to attempt to block that? And Alex Grieve, I think, is just the unfortunate benefactor of Koke Vegas's attempt to get that yellow card. Nothing in that for me. Alex Grieve truly just turning to try and get back into shape. Koke Vegas had a thought of his mind, but hey, I tell you what, Sean, from a player's perspective as well, this is a very difficult game right now to play in because there has been hardly any rhythm. We've seen a couple of spells from Rhode Island in the final third where they've had longer spells of possession, but it has been so stop and go right now. And ultimately, for a team like we talked about, San Antonio, this team who does so well on the road, disrupting rhythm, and who is so good in dead ball situations, 5 of their 11 goals coming in that fashion so far this season. This bodes much more in favor of the visitors.
We mentioned Jorge Hernandez leads San Antonio with 4 league goals so far this season, always in and around that playmaker conversation as well. The USL Championship in Rhode Island's foray forward here leads to a cross into the middle looking for Fuson. Sanchez clears as a Rhode Island player tried to get in the way of the clearance, and now coming together there. It's going to be a whistle and a foul against San Antonio, much to their chagrin. I think Alex Grieve thought he was away and possibly fouled. Referee didn't see it that way. Cano Smith and Carlos Llamosa with a few decisions to ponder over in this first half. Vegas has to be careful, gets the ball over the halfway line. He's headed down and then nudged over to this near side. Ball comes up short of its intended target. Quizera wins the ball back and then is quickly stifled. And Shapiro Thompson's in there, another coming together off the ball. Free kick, Rhode Island. Now the contact happened away from the ball, it looked like. More for Alyssa Nichols to have to sort out here. Looks like the yellow card is out. Alyssa Nichols is surrounded here by both teams. Yellow card for Jorge Hernandez. Unlike Alyssa Nichols, we get the benefit of another look.
Yeah, and important to note, no VAR in the USL Championship. And what the question, you heard certain players calling for a red card. And for me, the argument's there. Right, open hand to the face. Frank Nadarce in that match against Detroit had the exact same situation happen to him, saw red immediately. That's always going to be the question. And at the point in time, it's completely up to the referee's discretion, the angles at which they have available to them. As mentioned, no VAR. I do think if there was VAR in the USL Championship, they'd have a longer look at that one. But ultimately, the yellow stands. Alyssa Nichols not trying to make too much of a fuss early in this match.
One of the issues for San Antonio in the middle of last season was discipline at times. Jorge Hernandez and others getting sent off for really avoidable moments. That hasn't really happened under Carlos Llamosa this season. The occasion can sometimes get to even the best of them, and maybe Jorge Hernandez a bit fortunate that we don't have the luxury of VAR. To your point, Marion, at the bare minimum, that would have been checked. Rhode Island looking to move it down this far side, but Sanchez is not going to be able to catch up. More big days coming up in the USL. USL, of course, on CBS Sports Network kicks off May with a matchup tomorrow of NorCal rivals. Oakland Roots take on Sac Republic tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Oakland has felt the fury of both of these teams so far this season. San Antonio spoiling the Coliseum debut. And then, of course, Rhode Island's only league win this season was also at Oakland. San Antonio with a takeaway here, and the lobbing of the goalkeeper is thwarted by a strong right hand from Koke Vegas. Huge moment. And it's a San Antonio corner.
And San Antonio does oh so well to win this in the central part of the field.
San Antonio again trying to crash the party here. And Pawtucket get a corner. It's into the middle of the penalty area. Oh, it was missed by Tainer. San Antonio thought there was a player dragged down. The follow-up attempt is blocked away. Jimmy Madronda trying to take aim. And it's out for a throw-in on the near side.
And here it is, won very well in the middle part of the field. Jimmy Madronda just picks his head up. Such skill from Jimmy Madronda, and Koke Vegas meets him every step of the way. That was very quick reaction time from Koke Vegas. And I want to point, he was not out of position there, right? His team was in clear possession. It was a very quick moment of a giveaway that Jimmy Madronda saw him off of his line, and Koke Vegas fully locked into this one.
Another late challenge, Shapiro Thompson brought down. More of the stop-start first half in some ways. No card, play continues. Rhode Island will clear it down this far side and nearly stayed in play for Holstead. And another coming together. Boy, some sloppy moments at times between these two teams.
And here's the thing, if you understand that this game is not going to have much of a rhythm to it, and it's going to be chippy, it's going to be back and forth. If you're Rhode Island, you have to lean into that. There haven't been many times where we've seen players like Noah Fuson really challenge the center backs of San Antonio, right? We've seen them drop into deeper pockets of space. Ultimately, Noah Fuson, one of the fastest players on this pitch. You have to think that eventually Rhode Island's going to lead into more of that Route 1 type of feel when the game ultimately has not had any type of rhythm from a possession standpoint.
Well, Mohamed Omar, you can see him there. It was upended by Noah Fuson. It's another one of those calls that you sometimes see go either way. San Antonio got the decision that time.
I'll tell you what, Mo Omar has been a really interesting piece for the San Antonio side. You saw him enter in that match against Colorado Springs, and ultimately he just provides balance for this back line of San Antonio. It allows them to shapeshift in the line above him centrally. Alex Crognale, you see him all the way on the far side of your screen. Allows him to push up a little bit higher, help retain possession. Can't undervalue what Mo Omar brings to the San Antonio side and his ability to add to their distributive efforts.
Rhode Island throw. And then Fuson just about got a touch onto it. Finds Quizera, tight quarters for Jojea Quizera, and he's dispossessed. With 5 minutes plus stoppage time left in the half, San Antonio have possession through Tainter and company. Omar trying to take advantage of some of the space in the Rhode Island end, but San Antonio are forced to go all the way back to Sanchez. So far, Rhode Island have had the better of the opportunities. I think besides that Madronda attempt, despite some pressure from San Antonio, no questions about that, but no real clear-cut opportunities for the visitors. As Quizera goes to work on this near sideline. Looks to switch the point of the attack, looking for Noah Fuson, and again, it's just gonna be a little too firm on the strike. Sanchez outlets it. One back by Clay Holstead. Brito. Again, Holstead in the middle of the park, back for Grant Stoneman. Vegas for Shapiro Thompson, who just about collected it. Another dose there of some San Antonio pressure, trying to force a mistake. And there is a mistake by Rodriguez, who gives the ball away on the far side. And then Stoneman does really well to sweep it up at the expense of a throw. San Antonio nearly give the ball away. Good pressure from Maxi Rodriguez off an errant feed. San Antonio just about survive. And then Harivo, a little too over-aggressive, free kick. San Antonio move it to the edge of the penalty area here, and then I think it was Grieve. Gonna go around the corner. It's a goal kick. I'll scan to learn more about Rhode Island FC's College Pass. For only $99, get 10 tickets. And use them your way. The only caveat I'll add to that is good luck getting a seat. My goodness, the tickets are flying off the shelves, so to speak. Everyone wants to get a seat.
Hey, from everything we've seen, there's plenty of room to stand in the concourse, grab some wonderful concession food, shop some merch. Plenty of space available, and you alluded to it in our pregame show, right? 10,500 strong here today with the capacity to expand for more.
Yeah.
I know that conversation is perhaps longer away than we think, but it does open up a discussion about the future of this Rhode Island group and what they're capable of doing.
Of course, the expansion to 16,000, alluding to the announcement this season that USL is going to have Division I soccer in the years to come. Rhode Island, of course, would love to be a part of that, and their facility, if they were to expand it to that 16,000, would then be eligible to be a venue in that format. Holstead picking up a foul here. Free kick for San Antonio. I think possibly a yellow card for Clay Holstead on top of that. So Holstead for Rhode Island and Jorge Hernandez for San Antonio, both in the referee's book.
Yeah, that's just a tough challenge. Holstead didn't have position whatsoever.
Well, the Rhode Island take on it. Again, we can hear some of the audio from Cotto Smith and his staff, is that Clay Holstead was going for the ball, and he felt that the referee was too quick on the trigger for the yellow card as well.
We could also argue it's been quick on the whistle, quick to the book all night for Alyssa Nichols.
I think both coaches might subscribe to that thought as well. 15 seconds plus stoppage time left. That is going to fizzle out for San Antonio on the far side. You don't see that very often this season. Some moments like that where the opportunity gets out of their grasp. Goal kick for Rhode Island as we jump into one added minute at the end of the half here in Pawtucket. Ooh, lovely little flick on here from Maxi Rodriguez, and there's time and space on the far side. Can Rhode Island land a late first half blow? Maxi Rodriguez for Jojea Quizera. Quizera trying to bend it into the penalty area. It was deflected away. And on the follow-up, Rio Hope Gunn keeps it alive for Holstead. Brito. Ooh, Clay Holstead was not quick enough to react, and San Antonio closed it down in the nick of time. But then San Antonio lose it again on this far side. Sanchez shielding it away Free kick for Rhode Island in the final seconds of the half. And then the ball is kicked away. And Alyssa Nichols is going to hand out a yellow card for that. Another peculiar sequence at the end of the half. And in the end, Andres Paredes, for seemingly no reason, picks up a yellow card. Did not have to do this. Completely unnecessary.
Silly.
Those are ones where coaches look back and think, what on earth was that about? But what a half to open up Centerville Bank Stadium. The buildup was incredible, just to kick off alone. And Rhode Island, I think, have just edged it as far as the passages of play, have certainly come the closest to opening up the scoring.
I would agree, and I would also say that San Antonio had a near perfect half in terms of what they were trying to accomplish. They disrupted the rhythm, there's no doubt about that, and they didn't give anything away. We asked for them to grow into this first half of action. That they did. We'll see what kind of excitement level comes in the second half from the visitors. But for Rhode Island, ultimately, you said it, Sean, they've had very positive passages of play, but now can they ask more from their 9? I think we're seeing the impact of not having J.J. Williams on the pitch. Can they get more from Noah Fuson and Maxi Rodriguez in the second?
Halfway through Rhode Island's historic day here in Pawtucket. No score yet, but my goodness, the scenes, the atmosphere, the spectacle of it all has been top class. And the plot thickens as far as the game is concerned. 0-0 at the half. We'll have plenty more coming up next.
At Centerville Bank, we're rooting for your progress. From the everyday moments to the challenges you overcome, the little victories, and the big wins. Because your progress is our purpose. Centerville Bank, progress on purpose.
Spring weather in southern New England, it's always changing.
1 minute you're getting sunshine, the next it's pouring rain.
That's why the Pinpoint Weather 12 team is always tracking those changes so you stay prepared.
And we're here whenever and wherever you need us.
Alerts and updates on your TV, WPRI.com, in our mobile app, and WPRI 12 Plus TV app.
So whatever the forecast, we've got your back.
Pinpoint Weather 12. It's local weather coverage you can count on.
What does purpose look like? Whatever your purpose, we're here to help. Centerville Bank. Progress on purpose.
Introducing the WPRI 12 Plus app, the new and free app for your TV.
With 12 Plus, you can watch 12 News live. All newscasts live streaming, morning, noon, and night.
Or customize your 12 News experience and choose the stories you want to watch.
And scroll down to the weather section to get my updated forecast for your hometown.
See our exclusive Target 12 investigations anytime. It's all here on the 12 Plus TV app.
And you can watch The Rhode Show on WPRI 12 Plus. We're live weekday mornings at 9, or scroll down to watch your favorite segments anytime.
The WPRI 12 Plus app is free for Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
Download the same way you download any TV app. Just go to the channel store and search for WPRI 12 Plus.
Watch 12 News and all our local programming free. Get the WPRI 12 Plus app today.
Welcome back to Centerville Bank Stadium, everybody. Sean St. Jacques, Marion Crowder here with you. 0-0 at the half between Rhode Island and San Antonio on Rhode Island's big afternoon into evening here in Pawtucket. Here is some more on Centerville Bank Stadium and all good things surrounding RIFC at the moment.
Centerville Bank
welcome home. Welcome to Centerville Bank Stadium. Today is a very proud day in Pawtucket and more to come.
I want to thank you both on what you contribute to Rhode Island.
From our commitment to sustainability to the innovative technology we use to enhance the game day experience, we are proud of what we have built. And we are excited for the generations of memories that will be captured here in this stadium.
Centerville Bank is an absolutely incredible partner. Hal and his team are incredible partners. So leading up to May 3rd, I couldn't think of a better announcement or a better event.
I also want to acknowledge the incredible players that we've assembled under the leadership of Coach Conno Smith.
To be out there with this thing packed with 10,500 people is going to be an incredible experience for all of us, and I'm incredibly fortunate to be able to lead this team.
As we set out to find a stadium partner, it was imperative that we find one that was aligned with our values.
The partnership is more than just putting our name on the building. It's about putting our values to work. It's about teamwork. It's about opportunity, but most of all, it's about the power of community.
Ready to go to the game, Chef?
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Whoa, termites can eat a pound of wood a day. Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day.
Pound of wood a day.
What's wrong, Daddy? Daddy? You okay?
Keep termites out of your home and your head with our premium guarantee that covers up to $250,000 in new termite damage. Before panic shows up, Terminix it.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
Continuing to rise up.
Rhode Island FC, Eastern Conference champions in year one. Enter the Frank's Tires Tailgate Kit Sweepstakes for a chance to win a prize pack worth up to $3,000. Scan the QR code on your screen to enter today. St. Jacques, Marion Crowder, our entire crew, along with 10,500 screaming Rhode Island fans back here with you as you look at the USL Championship news and notes from around the league. Of course, the Open Cup is always a huge story. Rhode Island, of course, hosting New England at the midweek, but Birmingham Legion hiring Mark Briggs. That is a really big story.
Yeah, what a get. Third most wins USL Championship history. Top 4 in 3 of his 7. First in the Western Conference 2017-2023. Of course, Coach of the Year in 2017. Can he get this Birmingham Legion side back to winning ways? A team where we always think at the beginning of the year, this is it. Can he maybe make that actually happen?
Got to the Open Cup final with Sac Republic on top of all of his incredible accolades. We'll see how that goes. And of course, Sean Livingston, Oakland, a match made in heaven for sure as far as the Oakland SC ownership group is concerned. And of course, can't wait for the Open Cup games midweek in the round of 32. Upcoming schedule in the USL Championship tonight on Golazo. The Switchbacks host Phoenix, the defending champions, Colorado Springs. Still trying to find some footing as well. Marion, Orange County, Tulsa on ESPN Plus. We may or may not confirm nor deny be there as well. And then El Paso, New Mexico United, another good one as well.
Yeah, and look at Loudoun right now, top of the table in the Eastern Conference, going against Las Vegas Lights tonight. That'll be an Eastern-Western rivalry.
And again, tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Network at the Coliseum, Oakland, Sac Republic. Be there or be square. Can't wait to see how that one plays out as well. We'll step aside for the moment. Highlights, stats, and the highly anticipated second half kick between Rhode Island and San Antonio is coming up next.
You may think the nicest moments happen once you've arrived at your destination. At Breeze, we think they happen all along the way.
Yeah, let me grab that for you.
That was so nice.
Whether you're kicking back in Breeze Ascent or just enjoying time together in family seating, we take creating nice moments seriously, so you're ready for the rest of the journey ahead. When it's all over, the nicest moment might just be planning your next trip. Breeze. Seriously nice.
At Centerville Bank, we're rooting for your progress. From the everyday moments to the challenges you overcome, the little victories and the big wins. Because your progress is our purpose. Centerville Bank, progress on purpose.
At Ortho Rhode Island, we've built the future of orthopedic care around an important foundation, you. Our experienced surgeons and specialists offer the full spectrum of orthopedic care with leading-edge treatments and technology and a one-of-a-kind patient experience. From diagnosis to outpatient surgery, physical and occupational therapy, acute injury care, and advanced imaging, we make you the cornerstone of innovative care. To learn more or schedule an appointment, visit orthopedicsri.com.
Rhode Island, the anchor is continuing to rise up.
Rhode Island FC, Eastern Conference champions in year 1.
Hey fans, the Revs are coming to Centerville Bank Stadium on Wednesday, May 7th. Don't miss out. Tickets are almost gone. Visit RhodeIslandFC.com. Secure your seat for the round of 32 of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Sean and Marion back here with you. Halftime in Pawtucket. We go through the halftime highlights, and we begin with a Clay Holstead chance for Rhode Island.
Yeah, and although that it was a really chippy match and it was really stop and start, there were really good moments in the final third for Rhode Island, most of which came by switching the point of attack to Quizera and finding the late runners, and more often than not, it's been Clay Holstead. This is going to look all too familiar for the Rhode Island faithful. Clay Holstead just giving some souvenirs away. He's going to have to get through this one because it's open. It's available. San Antonio is giving that space at the top of the box. But ultimately, this is match for match. A well-run one ball in the center part of the field. Jimmy Madronda in a moment sees that Koke Vegas is off his line, and Vegas completely up to the task.
Yeah, that was a huge moment to stop San Antonio from stopping the fun, really, here at Centerville Bank Stadium. And halftime stats look like this. Again, there was one shot on target from San Antonio amongst a lot of half and missed opportunities. Rhode Island, mostly through Clay Holstead, did create, but neither side able to get on the score sheet.
Yeah, anytime you see shots on target at 0-1, right, that's where we need to ask more of our attackers. And for Rhode Island specifically, it's got to be more from their number 9. We talked about the impact of not having J.J. Williams onto the pitch. Can they get a little bit more duality from players like Maxi Rodriguez and Noah Fuson?
Second half underway. At Pawtucket, Rhode Island, opening day for Centerville Bank Stadium, this incredible venue. It is 0-0 at the half. Sean St. Jacques, Marion Crowder, our entire crew, sold out. 10,500 Rhode Island fans hoping to see their team win here on opening day, the second season for Rhode Island. They've already raised their 2024 Eastern Conference Championship banner. Again, the build-up to the match.
Incredible.
Second to none. No questions about that. Now the fans hoping to see some goals in the second half, particularly for the hosts.
The energy has been there as well.
It's been incredible. It really has been.
It's one thing to be here, right, and just try to be a part of the fun. It's another thing entirely to be fully invested in something that we came to expect from this Rhode Island side. A group of fans who always seem to travel so well, especially in that final run that they had in the 2024 season. Incredible that they have such an exquisite place to call home. And you mentioned it when we were off air, right? What this stadium means, not just for USL, not just for the youth clubs, not just for the community, but for American soccer as a whole.
It really is a historic moment for American soccer here today, and it's the Rhode Island fans, the Rhode Island organization that have made this happen. And my goodness, do they get a day to really, really celebrate. Really a whole week, 3 home games on the bounce. We just mentioned it earlier. New England come here on Wednesday. That is just going to be an unbelievable evening as well in the Open Cup. And these incredible fans here will then welcome Monterey Bay next Saturday. Close out. It's going to be a heck of a week. San Antonio, of course, hoping to spoil another home opening party in this 2025 season. They'll win a throw-in on the far side. Three players are on yellow cards. Clay Holstead for Rhode Island. Jorge Hernandez and Andres Paredes for San Antonio, all in Alyssa Nichols' book. Now, if you're looking for help on how to pay for college, look no further. RISLA have been helping students and families for decades. Visit RISLA at RISLA.com. I mentioned it earlier, game's been a little bit stop-start. There's been a good amount of fouls called on both ends, really. A couple of penalty shouts in the first half as well. We both kind of in agreement that neither was worth. Alyssa Nichol pointing to the penalty spot in the end. Both teams have kind of taken turns putting pressure on the other, knocking on the opposition door. As we were kind of talking amongst ourselves off air, the only thing this occasion is in need of is a goal, and Rhode Island looked to provide that here with Maxi Rodriguez, who always seems to have his wand at the ready, but was not able to hit the target there.
And Clay Holstead, who has been all over the pitch in the first 45 minutes, finds himself winning the ball on the right flank. And shots from distance have been the choice for this Rhode Island attack more often than not today. Ultimately, in that moment, the run on the left-hand side should have stayed a bit wider, provided another option for Maxi Rodriguez to thread a little slip pass. They had runners that were making their way to the back post. And that's ultimately one of the hardest things to do as an attacking unit, is find that last stitch of balance between wanting to go aggressively, wanting to grab that first goal, but also being willing to be patient, to wait for that right moment.
Referee has brought this back. It's going to be a San Antonio free kick. It's played up ahead by Amir Soto. Paredes to the byline, digs out a cross. It was not the best of touches inside the penalty area. It allows Rhode Island just about get it clear to move it towards the halfway line here. Picked up by Quizera, and Quizera gallops past a challenge and tries to thread the needle on this far side. But it is really good backtracking. Mitchell Tainer, one of the best defenders in the league, cleans it up at the expense of a throw.
Yeah, 2 points here. A tremendous recovery run from San Antonio FC, but also tremendous recognition from Rhode Island to see it's a rare moment that San Antonio FC had left their defensive shape a little bit exposed. They tried to go quickly, ultimately get this long throw in off of it. But a good attacking moment, even better defending moment from Mitch Tainer.
Holstead for Grant Stoneman, of all people. Quizera loses out on the jump. Shapiro Thompson trying to shield it and does really well to get Rhode Island back on possession here. Now Sanchez. It'll be a full reset for the hosts. Aldair Sanchez. Ooh, it nearly came up a little bit short, but it's kept alive. Referee is going to bring this back. Free kick, Rhode Island, as Maxi Rodriguez was brought down. Maxi's back up onto his feet. Certainly could be a difference maker in the second half for Rhode Island, although the service there is going to go out of play. Goal kick. I mentioned it earlier, Rhode Island was victorious in the Jägermeister Cup last time out. San Antonio as well. Also picked up a big 1-0 win at Phoenix in the Jägermeister Cup as well. Rhode Island's won the only other meeting between these two, late September of last season in Texas. 3-1 victory. Cano Smith's side that helped them close in on a playoff spot last year. Of course, you know the rest after that. Handled by Holstead here. Free kick for San Antonio.
Come on, Jonathan. Come on, Jonathan.
Paredes.
Together.
It's played all the way back to just the outskirts of the penalty area for Omar. Sanchez. Ooh, a miscued touch by Tainter. Those are collector's items. You rarely see that. Rodriguez back out to the far side. Now Quizera. Holstead. There's Rio Hope gunned. It's going to be fully reset. All the way back for Zach Harivo. Sanchez. Fuson. And Fuson is stood up. More good defensive work from San Antonio. They will get a throw-in on the near side. Get more great looks at Centerville Bank Stadium, all the seats, again, a sellout, no surprises there. The opening day of Rhode Island's home season and their brand new home, a moment that has been nearly half a decade in the making. And Rhode Island will get a free kick here in search of scoring the stadium's first ever goal.
And you're seeing the counter pressing really start to come to life for the home side. Every time they've lost the ball in this second half, there's been an immediate swarm trying to win it back in a more advanced position.
Oh, Maxi Rodriguez, one of the two Rhode Island players standing over along with Sanchez. Bent in by Maxi, and it's headed towards goal. Caught by Richard Sanchez. Grant Stolman was the closest one there for Rhode Island. He thought he was being held. San Antonio survived the sequence, and then was there contact there? Possible head injury, says the referee, and that'll bring this to a halt. It's Madronda, who's now back up onto his feet. Well, both coaches have not been thrilled with how choppy the game has been. Get to look back at the sequence that led up to the foul.
It was the counter-pressing effort that won the free kick, and it's a wonderful delivery from Maxi Rodriguez. Does force Grant Stolman to have to go back. And here is what the foul call was on the other end, a near transitional moment. Although Rhode Island's defensive shape was well covered.
Alyssa Nichols, I think, is saying that Jimmy Madronda has to go off the field.
She stopped the play for a possible head injury, not a foul.
Well, we don't have to tell you what Cano Smith just said. It's pretty clear. I think something where we just need to get the ball back into play. I don't think any extra conversations over it are really going to help. And Rhode Island are back in possession. Madronda, because of the possible head injury, is welcomed back onto the field. And San Antonio have a chance to play through the lines here, through the middle of the park. And then the ball is cut out by Grant Stolman. Shapiro Thompson helps out. Maxi Rodriguez lost it for a moment. But Rhode Island will clear it forward. Now Quizera, he's brought down, free kick. Oh, and Quizera tried to take it quickly. The referee is saying that the ball never stopped rolling before the ball was kicked. Well, she's got a better view of it than we do, but it looked like the ball had stopped. Carlos Llamosa also not exactly thrilled. We'll leave it at that. This is only going to add to the intensity of this fixture as Alex Grieve holds up the play here for San Antonio. Does really well under pressure here. San Antonio will try a long distance shot, and it's going to go well wide. Goal kick. Well, looking for a wicked good IPA, grab a sip of sunshine, and enjoy a tropical vacation in a can. Brewed by Lawson's Finest Liquids, proud sponsor of Rhode Island FC, and of course, enjoy responsibly.
I mean, that sold me.
It's just continuing what's been an amazing day of, I mean, we were saying this during the break, the vibes have been immaculate in Pawtucket. And that just furthers that along the line. Sanchez, meanwhile, commits a foul, free kick.
And it kind of felt like it was supposed to happen today, right? Like, not, I mean, the weather could not have been better for opening weekend, opening week, as you mentioned it. And a project so long in the making, 900 plus days under construction. Hard to see the inline. You know, when it first starts and when it begins as an idea, you get underway, you see the site at ground level, and then to see it all actually come to fruition. What a moment for this community.
This has really been a dream realized for so many people that have worked extremely hard to make this day possible. Rhode Island throw-in on the far side. As we approach the hour, we are going to see a substitution here, and a big one. Joe Brito is going to make way, and Albert Dequa is going to come on, a man who's made his name in the USL Championship with the likes of Pittsburgh over the years, had a wonderful debut season with Rhode Island. Last year was the first big signing Rhode Island made as a club. Going into the start of last season, did he further write his name into folklore here today?
I like that substitute. We've said it at the halftime break. We've said it already in the opening minutes of this second half. The need for more involvement from the 9 to get Rhode Island a few more quality opportunities.
Ooh, that's headed by Rodriguez. Out of play.
And that's no disrespect, obviously, to Noah Fuson, who had been sitting in that 9 role more often than not. We've talked about the fact that J.J. Williams is not available today. And you had to wonder if it was only going to be a matter of time before Albert Dikwa entered the pitch. His player profile gives you a bit more options to provide hold-up play, provide linkage to a player like Maxi Rodriguez. And then obviously Noah Fuson goes back to playing on the left-hand side where his bread and butter is 1v1 isolation moments.
Here comes Rhode Island down this near side. Noah Fuson cutting in field. And was he fouled? Delayed whistle here. Oh, the offside flag is up on the far side, so that negates any foul. And San Antonio were kicking the ball from the wrong position here. And rightly so. San Antonio told to take it from where the free kick was given. They tried to get a couple extra yards in field there. Strognali and company. And San Antonio slither their way through here. It's a chance. Vegas, huge save. San Antonio's best chance. Can Rhode Island respond up the other end? Sanchez calmly sends it towards the near sideline in traffic. All signs that the game may still be opening up a little bit here in the second half. Quizera, with 2 men on him, forced to go all the way back for a Haribo reset. Sanchez, infield from Maxi Rodriguez. Quizera, time and space. Jojea Quizera's ball in. Maxi Rodriguez's header, nobody there to attack it. Cleared only as far as Noah Fuson. Stoneman. $10,500 behind them. Quizera. Back for Shapiro Thompson. Thompson had it poked away. Holstead pokes it for Fuson, who couldn't get his touch right, but still fights for it. And San Antonio sends it up this near sideline, only for Rhode Island to reset through Stoneman. Shapiro Thompson, clever, through a couple of challenges. Quizera. Shapiro Thompson on the ground, advantage is played. Quizera's ball is blocked. Out for a Rhode Island corner on the far side.
What a sequence there. Very long spell of possession from this Rhode Island FC side in their attacking half. And Quizera, what did we say in the first half? He's been going centrally. He's been trying to make that behavior change for the defender to expect that. And finally, he goes inline in a dangerous moment.
Well, something to look forward to this year for Rhode Island fans during RIFC home games. If Rhode Island scores from a corner, you can show your match ticket at the Chick-fil-A Attleboro location to get a free chicken sandwich. So there's a lot on the line here, not just with the game in the balance. And it's towards Stoneman, it's headed. Rodriguez! Oh, what a save by Sanchez!
Oh, man.
Both goalkeepers coming up with gigantic stops. And then after the advantage was allowed to continue on for a moment, it's brought back for a shirt pull and a San Antonio free kick. And Quizera sees yellow.
Well, Maxi Rodriguez was about to make a lot of fans, 10,500 exactly, very happy. But what a save from Sanchez, my goodness. Maxi Rodriguez can't believe it.
Both teams coming within a whisker of scoring. San Antonio makes 2 changes, Grieve and Madronda out. Luke Hawkinson and Juan Agudelo on. 25 minutes left. Again, Quizera booked for his pullback just inside of the San Antonio half. The game on the line, history on the line here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. San Antonio trying to play their way through this Rhode Island midfield, forced to slightly backtrack after Quizera got in the way. Ball is played square, Corniale, this near side. There was a chance to move it down, but Rhode Island have enough numbers there. And Stoneman tried to get involved. Harivo tripped up. And it's going to be a Rhode Island set piece. The New England laborers are training the workforce today that will build our tomorrow with state-of-the-art training facilities across Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Connecticut. You'll be equipped with classroom and job site knowledge to start a rewarding career in the construction industry. Build your future with the union that built the stadium at Tidewater, home of Rhode Island FC. Building has been one of the moments, and one of the words of the day, really. Building towards potentially something here for Rhode Island. Pressure for San Antonio forces an errant clearance. Throw in for the hosts. Fuson gives way to Holstead, who's kind of become the long throw specialist for Cano Smith's men over these last year plus. And from the throw, it's flicked back to Holstead. Shapiro Thompson helps it along. Further played down to that far side by Hope Gund. And the ball in for Rodriguez! Is just wide. Hands on Rhode Island heads. They're getting closer.
And Maxi Rodriguez specifically has been pushing for quite some time to get on the mark in the regular season. He's right on the cusp. And ultimately in this second half, it's been better space occupancy from this Rhode Island side. We asked for more from Maxi Rodriguez to get involved. He's been doing that, challenging the spacing of the 3 center backs for San Antonio. Delivery pitch perfect. He can't believe it, neither could his head coach.
Holstead from Quizera. Out of this near side, Sanchez. Has time and space here, threads it for Noah Fuson. Goalkeeper was off his line. Rodriguez follows up. Offside flag is up. Rodriguez is still down here for Rhode Island. Actually, a player for San Antonio just hit the turf as well. And Rhode Island might need to bring on the medical staff here for Maxi Rodriguez. Maxi Rodriguez, of course, is a former San Antonio player. 2017, 2018, scored 1 league goal for them 32 league games over 2 seasons, then went to the Richmond Kickers in USL League One before becoming a household name over 3 seasons at Detroit City. Last year was the sort of the epitome of his time there. 10 league goals, was just an elite creator. Was arguably the biggest player to move between teams during the offseason in the USL Championship. He's finally gotten off the mark as far as a goal for Rhode Island in the Jägermeister Cup. Still in search of his first league goal, and luckily the 10,500 can exhale, at least for now, as he's back up onto his feet with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, I liked Kano's very simple answer to us when we said, what was your vision for him and what his role was going to be within this group? Keep in mind, this is a Rhode Island side that returned more than 90% of their 64 goal scorers from last year, and he said Maxi Rodriguez is better closer to goal. Obviously with some injuries, we've had to rotate him a bit, but you saw in that Jägermeister Cup win over Westchester City, that 4-1 offensive output, that was when really we saw Maxi Rodriguez in a more advanced position on the field, and he was phenomenal.
San Antonio looking to push it on the edge of the Rhode Island penalty area. Ooh, and another possible head injury here. Clay Holstead just getting back up onto his feet. There's actually 2 Rhode Island players down that need a possible assessment.
That's Holstad and Harivo. An unfortunate outcome of both players just working hard to challenge for the ball. And it continues to be a game, Sean, of stop and go. But I do think we've seen Rhode Island ultimately continue to have the better spells of possession in the final third. They've asked a few more questions because they pushed numbers a bit higher. There's been a few shape-shifting moves in the midfield, and with some substitutes coming on that have really challenged the San Antonio side, and obviously Carlos Umosa on the other side made a few changes of his own. The insertion of Luke Hawkinson into the second half is going to be key. And perhaps more involvement from Mickey Hernandez, acting in more of a central role today.
Just saw more incredible scenes from the fans here. Have really been the stars of the show so far on opening day and tonight. And Pawtucket Centerville Bank Stadium's first ever game has lived up to the hype, if not exceeded it, because of these incredible supporters here that have just been wonderful even before the game kicked off. The lead up to the game was just unbelievably impressive. And we saw so many signs of that when they played at Burns Stadium on the campus of Bryant University last season. The Derby win over Hartford comes to mind, and so many incredible crowds for the big games there. It's just been taken to a whole new level, starting with this game here today. Clay Holstead needed to be taped up there. And Harivo now back up onto his feet as well. I do wonder now if Cano Smith may have to make an alteration or two here. That's the next question.
While we have some dead time, it's as good a time as ever to give some praise and some love to the goalkeeper action that we have seen today on both ends. Obviously, we talked about at halftime the fact that there was only 1 shot on target for either side coming into the second half, but there have been some really key moments where both goalkeepers have kept this game 0-0. Koke Vegas, Sanchez on the other side. It's been really big time plays from those two.
Holstead and presumably Harivo will have to come off the field for now. And actually, you could hear Cano Smith actually readjusting his team because of that. Well, now they're welcomed right back on before the ball is put back into play. Well, as a coach, you have to be on top of everything. That was a moment where Connor Smith had to make some slight adjustments, preparing for potentially having at least a moment or two with just 9 on the pitch. Didn't end up making much of an impact. Rhode Island moving across the halfway line on this near side. They get a throw in. Dequa will leave it. Getting towards the final 15 minutes of normal time. Rodriguez over the top, trying to find Fuson. Rodriguez follows up again, doing all the dirty work, and then it's cleared away before Shapiro Thompson could get there. But again, Rhode Island win the ball back for Holstead. And then Holstead, looks like he commits a foul. He is on a yellow card. Clay Holstead, just a free kick, it looks like for now. Possibly a warning as well.
Ooh, a bit of favor from Alyssa Nichols.
One of those where if he wasn't on a yellow card, surely he would have gotten one. Here comes San Antonio down the far sideline. Cross is blocked by the aforementioned Holstead. And Holstead trying to fizz it up ahead. It was flicked towards Dequa. And Dequa is fouled. Free kick. San Antonio have been frustrated by a lot of those challenges, but to be fair, Alyssa Nichols has pretty much called those and given them for most of the game, which I must add has led to some frustration from both coaching staffs. The game has not really been allowed to flow because of some of those decisions.
Yeah, I don't think any time as a referee your intent is to come in and be the center of attention, right? And ultimately you want to be a silent party that allows the game to flow freely. Really hasn't been the case today.
Rodriguez out for Quizera. Fuson's calling for it. It's for Dequa. And Dequa couldn't control it. There were some handball appeals in there as well. San Antonio have possession up the other end with Juan Agudelo. Agudelo, his pass is cut out. And then another challenge comes in here. And it's gonna be a foul and another free kick. And the book is out, presumably because another yellow card has been shown as well. We'll get another look at that.
When we talk about consistency, we said in the first half that that's when players begin getting frustrated. And if that's a yellow card, and this is a much better look at it, that's a tough one for me if Clay Holstad is not a yellow card as well, just a few moments ago.
Jorge Hernandez and now Nikki Hernandez, both in the book for San Antonio. Oh, that's a giveaway. Dequa. Oh, Dequa's ball was behind Fuson. That was a big chance. And again, San Antonio do well to deal with it, although they concede the throw. Quickly put back in by Shapiro Thompson. Albert Dequa for Noah Fuson. Fuson's ball across Rodriguez. Shapiro Thompson couldn't follow up. What Stoneman does to win it back for Holstead. Fuson. Oh, and it's brought back again. Foul and a free kick, and then some more pushing and shoving. That was a bit of a tardy whistle. Puts Rhode Island in a pretty good spot for a free kick.
Thought for one moment advantage was going to look to be played. And Clay Holstad into Shapiro Thompson. Gets fouled from behind.
There were a couple of passes on for Fuson as far as the advantage was concerned.
I think in that moment, the right decision is to let that advantage be played out. If nothing comes of it, you bring it back to the spot of the foul.
A free kick for Rhode Island. The stadium is shaking here in anticipation of what could be the big moment. It is going to be Maxi Rodriguez, punched away by Sanchez. And out for another corner, one that, of course, will have a Chick-fil-A Attleboro chicken sandwich riding on it.
And Maxi Rodriguez forcing Sanchez to make that save. Set piece specialist. Can he do it the same thing on the corner kick? You see him trying to get the home crowd going.
Shapiro Thompson makes way here. Taimu Okiyoshi is going to stride on. Another new addition during the offseason. Coming down on the final 10 minutes. Ball in by Rodriguez, headed down. Quizera. And still, right at Sanchez. Didn't have enough movement or venom in the strike. Holstead, 10 minutes plus stoppage time left. Maxi Rodriguez, time and space. Still, Maxi Rodriguez, he lets it fly! Just wide.
And the insertion of Albert Dikwa has occupied more of the back line's attention than the first half. And ultimately what that does is it frees up moments of isolation for Maxi Rodriguez to pick and choose. He's got the options in front of him, but in that moment, he saw the window, he saw the angle, and you see it on the far right-hand side of your screen that Albert Dikwa occupying two defenders, allowing for that 1v1 moment for Maxi Rodriguez. And you have to wonder, Sean, with 10 minutes to go, how aggressive is this San Antonio FC side going to be? This is a side that has not been shut out in 13 straight matches.
Well, the answer is they're going to bring on Jake LaCava to try to be a difference maker. Down the stretch here, Paredes, who was on a yellow card, is out. And Jake LaCava, who certainly could be a game changer here, has bounced around a little bit over the years. Former Charleston player, 2 stints now with San Antonio, Tampa Bay Rowdies as well in his past. After so much anticipation, after so many moments building up to the moment, can someone seize the moment in the final 8 minutes? San Antonio moving towards the penalty area. Ball's played through and then touched away out for a corner on the far side. And it will be Jorge Hernandez, no surprise there. We'll walk over to take it. In front of these incredible Rhode Island supporters who just made this day so special. Hernandez's ball in. Ooh, it's up for grabs. Nearly fell for Mitch Tainer inside the penalty area, but Rhode Island will clear it. Back for Omar. And then Sanchez. Both goalkeepers have come up incredibly huge to keep this at 0-0. Both have made a gigantic save at least. San Antonio moving the ball through the midfield here, but it's a poor pass infield. Rhode Island win the ball back, and then they'll win a throw-in on the near side. After the good run by the substitute Okiyoshi.
Yeah, that's very good rotation from Okiyoshi as well. A moment where Zachary Harivo got pulled out of position. Rotation was a little late from Clay Holstad. Okiyoshi rotated into the back line to mitigate that transitional moment. Very well done from the newcomer.
Oh, and Fuson, as he was running away with the ball, sees it brought back for another free kick. Pronali brought down. Six minutes left plus stoppage time. Vegas gets some help from Okiyoshi. And then on the far side, another coming together there. Referee lets it play on. San Antonio back in possession with Tainer. Sanchez. Comes some Rhode Island pressure here. Quizera wins the ball back. And then it is just about recovered by Omar. Heart-in-mouth moment for San Antonio. And then a heart-in-mouth moment here. It's given away by Stoneman. And then it's blazed over the top with Vegas potentially out of position. And both teams miss huge opportunities in quick succession. Vegas was dead to rights. San Antonio can't take advantage.
And just route one, right? This is where you have to be careful, obviously. If you're Rhode Island, pushing numbers forward to try and get the 3 points, but Jake LaCava, you've been brought on, son, to do something specific. And that something specific is to score goals. And ultimately, this is a moment for Noah Fuson with Mark Sanchez off the line.
Fuson up the other end to score, not quite. Sanchez holds on. Nearly moment after nearly moment.
And that's Richard Sanchez, I apologize, and he finds himself in wonderful position, gets back on his line, checks his near post. And Noah Fuson knows that the only angle he has is to the back stick. Doesn't get enough on it, and this has been end-to-end action. With ultimately Jake LaCava having the best look for San Antonio FC, and then I would say Maxi Rodriguez.
Ooh, Sanchez heads it off the edge of his own penalty area. And then San Antonio clears it. Boy, what is the climax gonna look like at the end of this one? Still time for some late drama. Quizera. Quizera wins a corner, really clever. Another Chick-fil-A of Attleboro corner kick. And again, if RIFC score from home corners this season, go to Chick-fil-A's location in Attleboro to get a free chicken sandwich. And this one may play a part in deciding the game. $10,500 rise to their feet at Centerville Bank Stadium. Can Rhode Island find the breakthrough? Corners played to the edge of the 6. Sanchez, good catch in traffic.
That is excellent from Sanchez. Not just to get to it amidst all the traffic, but to catch it cleanly.
Well, San Antonio trying to go around the corner there on that far side. Rhode Island win the ball back, and then Quizera trying to fight his way past two defenders, gives it up. Two and a half minutes plus stoppage time left. Maxi Rodriguez steps in to help out defensively for Rhode Island. Holstead from Fuson, and Clay Holstead surges into the San Antonio end, finds Quizera. Jojea Quizera dispossessed. And it's out for another Chick-fil-A of Attleboro corner on the far side. Fans on their feet here in Pawtucket. They sense the moment may not be far away.
And it would make too much sense for it to come after the work that Quizera has put in this second half. He has been electric, going to goal, getting in line, creating a multitude of dangerous opportunities.
Sanchez looks to deliver this for Rhode Island. We're told that San Antonio is preparing a couple of changes here. Well, and now Carlos Hermosa has been able to get the subs to come on here. Lucio Barron, Diogo Pacheco are the two players to enter for San Antonio. Soto and Jorge Hernandez will leave. And that's it. San Antonio have no substitutions left. Altair Sanchez to deliver for Rhode Island. It's right towards goal. punched away. Maxino blocked away. Back out for Sanchez. Sanchez's ball back in. Sanchez punches away. Only as far as Clay Holstead, who puts it back into the mix. It's still with Rhode Island here. Fuson, as the rain starts to come down, looks to let it go and sends it over the top and out for a goal kick. Rhode Island reigning in chances here, but cannot scrape it across.
And it's a wonderful corner kick into traffic. Mitch Tainer and Mo Omar doing everything they can just to clear this out. But it's well done from the home side to continue winning possession of the next phase. But ultimately what it comes down to is the decision of Noah Fuson. This is not a shot-taking opportunity. You had numbers on the recycled runs to the back post. Just put it, loft it, chip it into the dangerous area. See if you can't get another head to the ball.
We're into second half stoppage time. It is now pouring here at Centerville Bank Stadium. 6 added minutes still to go.
I believe this is what they call the broadcaster's curse. I did just say what a beautiful day it was. I apologize to everyone.
The rain is not going to dampen the spirits here of these Rhode Island supporters. You can believe that. Case in point, it is not going to stop them from enjoying the occasion.
If anything, I feel like the ante has just been upped.
Still time for glory to be claimed in stoppage time. Dequa. Well, Rhode Island thought a foul was going to be called there. It was not. It is a turf field here at Centerville Bank Stadium, so the hope, of course, was that there won't be too much buildup on the pitch. And it could change how the last few minutes of this game are played. No questions about that.
Absolutely, and here's what you have to be careful of if you're... That's a good ball wide.
Quizera from Dequa. Quizera clips it into the penalty area. It's Dequa, who again is a whisker away.
It's almost hard to believe at this point. That's a lovely seeking ball. Dequa with his run does ever so well just to back up off of the back shoulder, provides himself some separation, knows exactly where the frame of goal is. It's a brilliant delivery, and it's a brilliant lead up. He does everything right. Ultimately, just a bit too much force to the left. And with all of these Rhode Island FC numbers pushing forward, you have to ask yourself what that does to you defensively, and ultimately it leaves you exposed to moments in transition. Coque Vegas, who has been aggressive off of his line, is going to have to continue to do such. Backline's going to have to be very comfortable going 1v1 in these last few minutes.
Throw in for San Antonio as the sun starts to peek back through here in Pawtucket. 3 minutes of stoppage time left. San Antonio will try to throw this in. Was that a foul throw? Ball maybe slipped out of the hands there. Referee says no. Second try puts the ball in play. And then on the edge of the penalty area, Rhode Island will clear it into the sunshine. Ball's moved forward for Holstead against San Antonio, have it covered. Rio Hope Gunn trying to push it ahead. Harivo's volley out of play. Now, this has just been such a wonderful occasion. Will there be an ending to match? San Antonio control it down this far sideline. It's poked ahead And a miscued touch gives it back to Rhode Island with about a minute and a half left to win it. Vegas up ahead. Ooh, was there a handball in there? Yes. Free kick for Rhode Island. They can move more numbers forward into the San Antonio end. Vegas into the mix. Sanchez easily collects. Well, it has not been for a lack of trying. Both teams have come so close to scoring. Sanchez up ahead. Header is cushioned down by Noah Fuson. One back by San Antonio on this near side. They can maybe move this forward on the near side. Chance to cross this into the penalty area. Ooh, just over the crossbar. Goal kick.
And that's the level of skill that Alex Crognale brings to the San Antonio FC back line. His ability to not only win challenges cleanly, but to find the next pass behind the lines of pressure. Ultimately, I think for both of these teams, they've handled a lot of confusion with our head referee very well. You have to give credit to San Antonio's ability to weather the storm. But Rhode Island, the opportunities, my goodness, you can't say, as you mentioned, that they didn't try. Everything was right in this second half. The effort, the spaces, the ideas, it's all, Sean, just missing that final execution. But you can't take anything away from what these fans have brought today.
There might still be one more chance left. Free kick for Rhode Island just inside their own half. The 6 minutes of added time are up, so this could be the last moment of the match. Cano Smith is going to send just about everybody forward into the penalty area, hoping to find that winning moment. Vegas into the penalty area on the near side, flicked on by Dequa. And San Antonio will have it as the full-time whistle goes. Well, Rhode Island, we're going to make history today regardless, and they have. The points in their first ever game in their new home are shared. 0-0 is the final score, but take nothing away from the 10,500 strong that made this a memorable occasion. Both teams had very close calls, but could not push it over the line to grab that moment of glory. I guess we'll just have to wait for New England on Wednesday for that first big moment. Let's take a look now at the save of the match. It's brought to you by Centerville Bank. Both goalkeepers had to make big saves. This was one of Koke Vegas' best.
And that's the key point, just one of his best. He was excellent on the day, and although we didn't see a goal to open Centerville Bank Stadium, we did see that this Rhode Island side snapped a San Antonio streak where they had not been shut out in 13 straight matches.
The Energy Play of the Game brought to you by Rhode Island Energy, that other big Vegas save.
If not one, but two, and you have to give all the credit out to Koke Vegas and his brilliance coming off his line. Never a hesitation, always willing to keep his team in the game, and a rightful handshake between two stellar guys here this evening.
What a day here in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. It finishes 0-0 between Rhode Island and San Antonio. We'll come back after the break to wrap up what's been a wonderful occasion.
You may think the nicest moments happen once you've arrived at your destination. At Breeze, we think they happen all along the way.
Yeah, let me grab that for you.
That was so nice.
Whether you're kicking back in Breeze Ascent or just enjoying time together in family seating, we take creating nice moments seriously, so you're ready for the rest of the journey ahead. When it's all over, the nicest moment might just be planning your next trip. Breeze. Seriously nice.
At Centerville Bank, we're rooting for your progress. From the everyday moments to the challenges you overcome, the little victories, and the big wins. Because your progress is our purpose. Centerville Bank. Progress on purpose.
At Ortho Rhode Island, we've built the future of orthopedic care around an important foundation, you. Our experienced surgeons and specialists offer the full spectrum of orthopedic care with leading-edge treatments and technology and a one-of-a-kind patient experience. From diagnosis to outpatient surgery, physical and occupational therapy, acute injury care, and advanced imaging, we make you the cornerstone of innovative care. To learn more or schedule an appointment, visit orthopedicsri.com.
Welcome back, everyone. Sean St. Jacques, Marion Crowder, our entire crew. It wouldn't be the USL Championship without some drama, and there was plenty of it on the opening night for Centerville Bank Stadium in front of over 10,500. Despite all the close calls and back and forth moments, it finishes 0-0. Can remind you as well, Youth Soccer Day is on May 10th at Centerville Bank Stadium. Take advantage, $4 beers, $2 kids drinks, and $1 hot dogs. Buy your tickets now. This crowd was unbelievable for this game. That's first and foremost.
But you said it, and I'm going to end with it. Nothing can be taken away from the effort that the front office put into this and the effort the fans put into the 90+.
The first of many incredible outings here at Centerville Bank Stadium in Pawtucket. 0-0, the final score, and again, it wasn't for a lack of trying. 7 shots on target combined. Rhode Island had a total of 16 shots, a lot of them in the second half. Neither side could push across a goal, and again, that goes down to some big saves, Vegas and Richard Sanchez. And again, the upcoming home schedule, a lot of big games to look forward to. MLS's New England Revolution come in for the Open Cup on Wednesday, and then Monterey Bay here on Saturday.
And Monterey Bay is a team that is finding some very nice footing early on in their 2025 campaign. You take those top 2 away, you get some kind of result, and it's a nicely favorable schedule for this Rhode Island FC side.
So many, for so long, had this date circled on their calendar. The occasion, the pageantry, the drama, the atmosphere, the intensity, the heart, all shone through for 90+ minutes. Both teams gave it absolutely everything, and Rhode Island and San Antonio settle for a point. For Marion Crowder and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques. We say so long from Pawtucket. What a day, what an occasion in Rhode Island.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.